Here we go.
And action. And rehearsing.
Catches bad dreams.
Cut. All right, good. Let's check that.
Hey guys, it's Taylor Lautner. We're in the rainy, cold Pacific Northwest, and it is the first day of filming of New Moon.
Guys ready for rehearsal? Your shoes up.
The whole motorcycle stuff is basically the development of Bella and Jacob's friendship.
Really, it's Jacob kind of putting her back together in some way.
Action.
Where the hell have you been, Loka? Huh?
He grows up overnight right in front of her in a time where she actually desperately needs a void to be filled.
And yet, the sad thing about it is that even when Jacob is helping Bella pick up the pieces, as it were, it's sort of so that she can ride off and go see her vampire ex.
Wow. Okay. They don't help you much.
No, they do. Oh, yeah. I'm just actually kind of.
That was acting.
What are you really?
We begin to suspect that there's something odd going on with Jacob when he can very easily lift this motorcycle out of the truck. I suspect Taylor could have done it actually, because he's made of muscle, but it's a very heavy piece of metal. You have to lift it on a kind of a winch system. Sounds very straightforward, right? But at the same time, you want to make it seem as though it were physically possible within a real world.
Dude, when did you get so strong?
Takes multiple shots at it in order to make sure that it's not sort of floating up in the air away from his hands and doesn't look as though it's still attached to a pulley system. So that kind of stuff, although once it's finally done, looks like the easiest thing in the world to have done, is very tedious and time-consuming.
Cut. Good. I think we got it.
We started out with a bang, and Bella delivered the motorcycles, so we'll catch with you later.
Today's the big day, Bella. The Romeo and Juliet essay due?
Wherefore art thou, Bella? Today, it's one of the earliest scenes in the movie. I believe this is the introduction of us little high school kids.
Yeah.
Bella just driving up and, you know, we're just goofing off.
Like usual.
And then, you know, then the Cullens come
And then ruin our
day. Yep.
Yeah.
We want to try to set up this specialized shot that I wanted, which is through the viewfinder of the lens and then take it down, and then you see that they're set. Let's just give it a shot.
We can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Happy picture. Cullen down.
Oh, good. Cullen's here.
Yay!
See you later.
Sweet ride, though.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, don't remind me.
18 is a little...
Oh, sorry. I can't remember anything today. Let's do one more, if you're okay. We'll do one more for safety. All right, one more for safety. The 8
I love it that I don't have to use it.
Your birthday this weekend?
It's my birthday right now.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Well, and it's Bella's birthday today, too, though, in the scene. It's both of their birthdays on the same day.
We have class.
Hold on a second. Someone wants you.
Happy birthday. I, saw this the other day. Thought of you. Catches bad dreams.
Good. Very nice.
Cut.
I like it. I like it. We're checking.
On Bella's birthday, she's becoming more and more aware of her own age, and it's weighing on her very heavily. So she's not too excited to go to her birthday. It's the catalyst for her breakup and like her biggest nightmare, which is Edward leaving her.
Show me the love.
It's a sort of ideal birthday party, and in the minds of everyone involved, it's all beautifully decorated and everything, and everyone's very happy, and Edward's looking at her thinking she can become part of my family and my life, and maybe this can work out. Of course, it kind of just inevitably falls to pieces.
Sorry.
No, what? No, it's good. It's fun. It's fun. Thank you. And jump backwards.
Edward is able to stop him, but he comes back and keeps going, and it takes nearly the entire Cullen family to drag him down. A little bit of action, a little bit of ducking and jiving.
When Jasper is thrown and when she is thrown, if you look very carefully, you'll see that none of the people there are actually our first unit actors.
Hi, my name's Crystal Dahlman. I am the Bella's stunt double. She goes flying backwards into the painting on the wall and the glass and all the flowers and all that stuff.
Against this lovely table behind you, it's decorated with a whole bunch of breakaway items. If you were to sneeze, they'd just shatter.
Go! Not bad. Good.
Now we're moving on to where Edward pushes Jasper backwards into the piano.
So this is the piano. Some guy falls on top. We've got a breakaway lid, which is scored underneath to make it easy to break.
This is just overhead shot for the confrontation going back.
The ratchet system itself is combined of a pneumatic cylinder that we have mounted up in a special spot. Then we have cables that run to the guy, launching them about 15 feet backwards, so about 5 feet in the air, and we land them precisely on a piano.
3, 2, 1, go! Okay, let's get ready.
Rain up, please.
Amusingly enough, it's raining today. It's been raining all day, but not enough rain to register on the camera. So even in British Columbia in the winter, you have to bring your own rain.
Jake! Hey!
What happens is Mother Nature's rain often looks really misty or foggy. And so when we bring in our own rain, we pound a lot of water out. For example, at some point today, our actress was just getting deluged with rain.
Did Sam get to you? Like, I'm drowning. Okay.
Can we diminish the amount of rain coming from this thing here? A little better. That's better. A little better.
When I'm in this 38-degree weather, and I'm naked almost, and it's pouring rain on me, I can't seem like I'm cold. I can't be shivering because Jacob's supposed to be just perfectly fine in it.
Okay, there's some rain about to come. Watch out. Why so much rain today, one might ask? I've been asking myself that as I've watched my actors suffer all day and occasionally even been pelted myself. It's just one of those great romantic high-tension scenes where the atmosphere builds to support the emotions of the moment.
I know that I've been hurting you. Just that I need you. You don't understand.
So what might otherwise have been kind of just an argument between friends becomes this kind of very charged situation.
Listen, you need to go home. And don't come back. We're gonna get hurt. Hey guys, it's about 8 in the morning, and we're filming the scene where Jacob runs out of his house, jumps over the fence, jumps over the little creek, and goes to protect Bella from Paul. He just transformed.
Could we get a single on this? Let's go tighter, basically.
Okay.
Let him out sooner.
Okay.
B marker! Bella!
Nicely done. How are you holding up?
Good.
Sweet. We're just gonna do one more of these.
All right.
It's really cool because he's got a lot of talent that you just don't expect to see. When I first came in, they were telling me that he was going to do all of his own stuff, and I was going, yeah, sure, not likely. And then Taylor was selling it way better than most guys would do. It was really nice. You getting a swelled head?
Thank you, JJ. No, I'm just worried about getting to Bella. Hopefully I look as good as that. He was running quite fast there. I'm all wired up, actually. I got my harness on right now. Bella and Jacob are running towards each other. Bella thinks Jacob's gonna grab her, wrap her up in his arms, and Jacob's right over top of her.
2, 1.
Ugh. There's wires and they're hooked up to your hips, so it's all pulling just from the groin area. So it's kind of dangerous. But in the moment, I'm not thinking about the danger involved. So I got so much adrenaline going that it's quite a bit of fun. I get jolted up in the air 10 feet. I stop and have to freeze there. So then when it's all edited and put together, they're gonna take my body and convert it into the wolf's body. Poof. It's really cool. The stunt work is one of my favorite parts.
Go down.
Don't be afraid. I'll make it quick.
We're out here in the middle of nowhere getting rained on, as usual. We're shooting the scene where Bella tries to recapture the feeling that she had when she first fell in love with Edward by going to the meadow. Only the meadow has become kind of a sad relic of its former days. And there she meets the vampire Laurent, who she thought was friendly to her and her cause, but who turns out to be something much more sinister.
All of this is going to be seen in the next shot when we 360 around her.
I wanted it to feel as though he was stalking her, swimming around her like a shark, basically.
Do the Cullens visit often?
Why? Yeah, absolutely, all the time.
So we made the decision to have a visual component to the hallucinations that Bella has in the book.
We'd be shooting the actual scene, and I'd be there as a reference for Kristen. Then we reshot all of my stuff on a kind of robotically controlled camera with a green screen later on.
Rob, can we move you to your left by... Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
So strangely, what you do is you're in the location, and then you put a green screen behind him, which takes away all evidence of the location that you're actually in. But what it does give you is the light that's falling on that particular moment of that particular day.
These green screens are designed to be lit with ambient light. We're shooting in such a way that it's going to give us a lot of versatility later when we do the effect in post.
And action.
I tried not to do too much in the reference. I didn't want the apparitions to have too much of an impact on the scene. I was trying to make them all very subtle, so...
Why?
We didn't want him to look like a ghost in every other movie. We wanted to apply a very specific look, which was going to end up looking as though he were kind of a flickering candle flame or something like that. That was the metaphor that we were going with, that Bella was maintaining this kind of love for him in her heart.
Yeah, that's very nice. Good. We like it.
We're watching some wolves.
We had some cardboard, some styrofoam cutouts.
The cardboard cutout that we use in the shots to lay out and block out the shots is so that the actors have some sort of reference as to what they're actually looking at.
I don't believe it.
And the best way to give an actor a sense of that is to show them previs, which is sort of an animated storyboard of what's going on in front of them.
Can we step in the Wolfie McWolferson Wolf Double? This is where we're going.
I haven't had to do too much acting to plastic wolf heads. I've done a lot to like scale it down and limit it to like only what I need to do. Like all the stuff where they're fighting and transforming and stuff like that. It's like 5 seconds of me reacting like, and it's over.
Really, the technology for giving people an idea of what they're interacting with has not moved forward for about 100 years, I think.
Just for this, it's a good striking pose. Yeah.
So to have Phil Tippett, Oscar winner, legend of the CGI world, running around with a styrofoam wolf head, sort of doing a puppet show while the shot's going on behind the camera, which is kind of amusing. You hope to convey the seriousness of what's going on to the actors when everyone knows that behind the scenes there are wolves on sticks.
They were very generous actors, those plastic wolves.
Hi there, this is Iris. We are in New Moon. We shoot in this park in Coquitlam, but it happens to be there's snowing today, and I don't know how we're gonna fix that.
Merry Christmas.
It's April 1st.
I'm here with producer Wick Godfrey. It's April 1st. And someone has played this prank where they've just dumped snow on us. It's really funny.
And there's Javier. Javier, will this match yesterday?
Perfectly. No problem.
Yeah.
No. It's a good.
The DI is perfect for me.
Yes. This is what we have. Bella, now in the snowstorm. And I thought I had seen everything, but this is April 1st. April Fools. Snowball. This is what we do when it's snowing. We go inside and we shoot on a green screen stage, which is a barn. Now no more snow problem.
It's sort of like a snow day at school. It's like, well, there's only so much we can do. And so we ended up going there to shoot all of the traveling shots in the cars, which end up looking as though you've shot them on location, because then you map reflections onto the windows and all kinds of incredibly complicated stuff to make it look as though you hadn't shot it in a green screen stage in the first place.
And action.
If you had a normal boyfriend, he wouldn't have flung you into a table full of glass bowls. If I were a normal boyfriend, I wouldn't have to resist the urge to kill you.
Stop. I don't want you to be normal. I want you.
108 degrees over here.
It must be nice. Never getting cold.
It's a wolf thing.
It's not. It's a Jacob thing.
Cut. Break.
Slowly release the clutch. Ready? Coquitlam. We're in Coquitlam right now. I'm loving the view here in the middle of mountains, and we are filming the dirt bike scene.
Bueno, pues puedo decir, mira, todo el mundo puede ver
Everybody could see
lo maravilloso que es esto. Fíjate,
how
cambia
beautiful
la cámara,
Canada
mira.
is. This one over there.
Es impresionante.
It's impressive.
Es impresionante.
It's
Es para
impressive.
mí
It's for
una
me
enorme responsabilidad
a huge responsibility
porque tenemos que sacar
because
esto
we have to show this beautiful
con
landscape
toda su belleza y
with all its beauty
todo su brillo.
and all its shine.
No, Canadá es
Oh,
incomparable.
Canada is uncomparable.
Ya está.
No, I got it.
She comes to realize that any surge of adrenaline, for whatever reason, ignites not only the subjective sort of image of him that she has, like of his memory, but also she gets to hear his voice and what she would imagine that he would be telling her.
Stop.
Cut.
On the...
All right. Yeah.
I just kept noticing how creepy my hand looked.
You stop. Me, stop. Stop.
Kristen is now taking off on her dirt bike, and she's about ready to go kill herself.
Action.
We were dragging Kristen very carefully on a special trailer that had space to mount cameras and monitors to tell how the action was going.
Stop.
She sees hallucinations of Edward. So all of the woods around were marked with fluorescent orange tape so that Kristen would have a reference to go to. We were able to get it in 2 takes, which is kind of miraculous.
Yeah.
It was cool to be on the back of a motorcycle on the back of a car.
We are on to the visual effects portion of this shot.
Ready and action.
It really is leading your hero actor up to a moment and then stopping the second that things start to get dangerous or exciting, and then calling for the stunts.
What we're working on right now is Bella losing it on the bike. So the trick to this one here is that we don't want it to be a big gag. Trying to make sure that she lands before she gets to the rock and bounces instead of just hitting a rock with her head.
Ready and action. You okay? Guys, give her a big hand. Let's check the gate on that.
You know what? I actually get to ride the dirt bike. I don't need the rig. I get to ride the thing. Something that was totally new was dirt bike riding. I'd never really done it before, so I had to go through a little bit of training. It's called faking like I know what to do with the dirt bike. I know nothing. I tried to look as comfortable and cool as possible on the bike. I got to zoom up and come to a skidding stop and throw the bike down. What, are you trying to get yourself killed? It was 38 degrees Fahrenheit, and I was shirtless. But hey, I'm a werewolf. 108 degrees.
Good morning. It's day 20 and things are just getting stranger. I'll be directing in a wetsuit. In a gesture of complete futility, but fellow feeling with the actors.
That was fun. The water starts rushing into it, so there's a long second of like...
We are shooting the elements of Bella having jumped off the cliff in the book and backing into a rock, which knocks her senseless for a bit.
Ready? Here we go.
To make the waves, we're using large bore pneumatic cylinders attached to paddles which flap and push water, and they create about a 1 foot chop.
I'm so bad with water, and that was what it would really feel like to be in a thrashing ocean. You have to be careful and like agile, oddly, even when you're trying to look reckless.
How was it?
Awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
To create the rogue wave, we have a dump tank, which is 2 sea cans on top of each other. We unload about 3,000 gallons of water in one shot.
And it was like, here I am bobbing in the frame, and now I'm not. And then I got really sick, as you can probably hear in my voice. Yeah, I like stunt work. Kind of scary, though.
We're finally coming to basically the scene that kind of sets off the whole movie, which is really Edward breaking up with Bella. It's a very emotional scene. Both actors have really prepared, and so you really want to give them the space and the time to do their best emotional work.
We have to leave, folks.
Why? Anybody who's ever been broken up with or had their heart stepped on, ripped out of them, you question everything that you have based your whole life on. It's like, is anything real? Because nothing could be more real than this, and now I'm wrong.
Be like I never existed.
Don't.
Bye.
Cut! Great. Very nice.
Cut the cut, thank you.
We chose a wonderful location, which is very beautiful, but rather swampy, and a breeding ground for mosquitoes.
I've never seen so many mosquitoes in my entire life, and giant ones as well. I could just tell when a mosquito just landed like on the end of my nose.
Sucking blood from the apparently bloodless Edward.
And like Kristen would just look at her face and know it was there and not be able to do anything about it, and they just did not stop landing on us.
Not only were there mosquitoes, we were also near the flight path of a couple of flying schools.
I'm coming.
I don't want you to come.
Should we stop? Because that's a loud noise.
So you're dealing not only with very intimate emotional content, but knowing that you might get a moment that will be spoiled either by a mosquito or by a plane flying by. It's very hard, and you want eventually not to be cobbling together a series of takes, but to really have something that feels like it's organic and true to the moment in the book.
Let's do that. You know, it's like the most traumatic scene in the whole thing. I guess that wasn't my favorite scene to film.
I wanted to have a fight sequence which wasn't as though we'd suddenly shift from this kind of very romantic film into an action movie, that it sort of made sense emotionally. It should really be more about Edward sacrificing himself and Bella being willing to die in his place.
Shall we, Jay?
Try it on me!
There's a moment when I'm able to read all of Edward's thoughts and feelings, that I get a hit of the intensity.
Her blood appeals to you so much. How can you stand to be so close to her?
That's the drive of this story, is that intensity.
It should be more about that than about how cool the fight scene is.
All right, here we go. Picture up.
He doesn't have a hope in hell of winning the fight.
Mostly it's Edward getting the crap kicked out of him.
3, 2, 1, action. You bring him up into the sitting position, then you drag him back and up. All right, cut. We're trying to rejig the style of the fighting on this show to give us something different.
Sorry, final position.
Collaboration-wise, I think what we all tended to do was we would go our own separate way for a little bit and think about how we should do it.
JJ will essentially present ideas to me for different moves or incidents.
3, 2, 1, action.
Also just his sort of eyeballing the set and thinking, well, what can I break here? And talking to David Brisbane about what can be made to be breakable and replaceable.
That's when we got the really neat and creative moments.
Let's roll camera.
The trick to the fight is really in the time.
We're shooting it at 96 frames per second, also shooting Bella's reactions at 96 frames per second.
So we have both the human perspective on the fight and the vampire perspective on the fight. Mostly it's about trying to keep everything big and flowing and open so that when we speed up, it looks good.
Sit down.
Which is fun though, I mean, it looks cool.
We can take all the wires, guys.
There we are.
It's like
This is our last day in beautiful Canada, which has been so kind to us. Everyone is a bit stir-crazy, but and I couldn't be happier with the footage we're getting. So things are good.
We are towards the end of the movie. Jacob's coming back to beg Bella to not allow her to go to Italy. So here we go. Let's go get the job done.
There's a moment of a near miss between Jacob and Bella.
All right, here we go. Last shot in Vancouver.
And action.
Yes, we do. Bella. Kokalaule. Swan residence. He's not here right now. He's arranging a funeral.
Cut. Good.
We are cut. Checking the gate. Checking the gate. Could be it. Waiting for the clear gate.
Waiting for the clear gate.
Gate's clean.
That is a camera wrap. That's a camera wrap, everybody. Yes! Yes! Camera wrap, thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.